old school Mexican made gloves from Campeon. Hello and welcome to Fit to Box channel. I'm Simon, full-time boxing coach, and here on Fit to Box channel I bring you all things boxing equipment. Today is the turn of these retro sparring gloves by Campeon of Mexico, handmade in Mexico, and it's a really nice leather that is on them. And as you can see, they are a typical Mexican glove. You can see on there they've got the welted seams, and you've got the cuff. You've got the big padding at the front that you see a lot on Mexican gloves, and then you've got that Mexican type shorter thumb on there as well. These come in this colour, the burgundy. They also come in black, also white, and actually a red as well. And those are like traditional colours of boxing gloves, and these very much in keeping with that retro look that these have got. So these come in 14 ounce and 16 ounce. And they're £175, and these are from, in the UK, from Pro-Am Boxing Store. And they also come with not only the gloves, but you do get two bags. You get a bag there, which is a smaller sort of glove bag, and they also supply like a bigger, almost like hold-all type bag as well. I actually prefer that bag to that one, and I have fed back to them. It's a little tight, that is not. I would hate to catch the leather in the zip of that bag, but they do supply them with the two bags. So these can be got from proamboxing.co.uk. If you're a fan of the retro style look when it comes to your boxing gloves, these may well be for you. So these retro sparring gloves from Campeon, as you can see, no logo on the rear, just that lovely leather that they've got, and the leather does smell beautiful. As you come down the wrist, you've got the 3 bumps on the wrist. You've got that plastic badge, which, as you can see, they do upside down when it comes to the lettering, and then you've got the 16 ounce indicator on there as well. As you can see, you've got that welted seams on these gloves. I'll bring that round, and you've got that firm to medium knuckle, which will be a latex in there, and the more you use that, the more that will soften. The thumb is a short looking thumb, and you have got that leather attachment which is there, and you've also got that large overhang to protect from thumbing in the eye. And then as I bring it round for the wrist, you've got that thick padding at the rear. You've got that plastic badge there. That is not rough, even though it's sort of plastic and stitched. Then I turn around and you've got some really thick, probably double the thickness padding on the front of the wrist. I'm just trying to show you in there, and that is a very, very typically Mexican. And then as I bring that round, you can see the face, and you've got the laces, and then some of the laces, as you can see, it's almost like the hole has been cut but a little bit sort of left in, so they could be neater there. They've got a thin grip bar there, and then of course you've got that thick front wrist padding that goes all the way up and all the way up to there. And then if you have a look at the stitching, The stitching is good, but I would say that these gloves are a little rough in places. As I bring that round, and you can see, and then I'll show you the other one, and then on the other one that has got something that's happened to it that I was surprised at just when I first started using it, and that was almost like a little flaking of the leather in this area. Now it hasn't got any worse as I've used it, but very quickly that bit there did go like that. But again, you can sort of see how this glove is constructed. And then the lining, I'll show you the lining. The lining is a soft, durable lining. It's not too baggy and it does the job. Okay, first up to the scales is the left glove, 16 ounce on the label. I should put it down onto there, put the laces on, and that comes out at 17.8. And then if we put the other one on, the right glove, put the laces on there, and that one comes at 18.1. Okay, let's have a look at the comfort. Put my hand in, again, my hand sliding past those thick padded area at the front of the glove, and it only does seem that Mexican gloves do have that bulbous padding right at the front there. Really, these are quite for Mexican gloves. They're not too long. You do get a lot of Mexican gloves that are a bit longer. These I've got some space in between the crook of my arm and my actual sort of wrist, and then as I put my hand in there, there's like almost like a cable that my fingers sort of grip over. I would say that is a little bit pinching onto the front and the rear of the fingers, and it's sort of there on the fingers where you can really feel the tension the most. When it comes to the thumb feels like it's being held out a little like that, so I can sort of feel the pinching on the thumb end, in the back of the thumbnail and also the thumb pad, but also a little bit of pressure at the back here as well, where that sort of thumb is being pushed down. So for me, the thumbs could be more comfortable. You can open the hand, and these gloves do get better the more that you use them. When it comes to the punch surface, you've got that flat Mexican punch surface. As you can see, it's got like a slant on it as well. Let's put the other one on. And again, exactly the same feel on both gloves. The areas where I can feel the pinch is right at the front of the fingers and just at the rear where it's pinching in. And also on both thumbs, we've got the same sort of position of the thumbs there. You can see they are tucked in for when it comes to your sparring. And then there's a little bit of pressure at the front there and a little bit of pressure at the front of the thumb there. You can open up no problem, and as I say, these are actually less stiff now that I've used them on the bag and in sparring than when I first had them. So they are one of those type of gloves that gets more comfortable the more that you use them. When it came to sparring, I did enjoy using them for sparring. I did get used to sort of the thumb. I did find that sort of pinching was a little bit uncomfortable after a few rounds. On the bag, I found them nice on the bag. So let's just put them there. Let's put on the screen the Fit to Box ratings card. So these are going to go into the middleweight lace division for gloves between 101 English pounds and 200 English pounds, or 121 US dollars to 250 US dollars. And I've gone style 94, that retro style in the retro colours. Comfort 91, so that score marked down really for that sort of the thumbs and the ends of the fingers and the pressure that I could feel. Durability 95. I do think they're made of good leather and they are well made. Sparring 94 and bag 94. Both of those scores slightly knocked down again from that comfort. And then value for money 96 at 175 UK pounds. Obviously you do get the 2 bags with that as well, but 175 UK pounds for these, value for money 96, and so that means that these come out as a good pair of gloves, and they are top end good pair of gloves. They don't get a fit to box star. They come out at 94.0. Let's have a look at the 3 Mexican flaws that I always go through. So, first of all, comfort. I've touched on the comfort, and I have to say they could be more comfortable. And when people sort of say to me about Mexican gloves, and they say, oh, you know, you don't like Mexican gloves, and it's not that. It's because I'm comparing them with the other top gloves from around the world, and when you're comparing the top gloves, the comfort really does stand out. And a lot of Mexican gloves are struggling with that comfort. They come across as a rough type glove, and some people would like that, but from my point of view, where I'm scoring them against other gloves that are definitely more comfortable, it's very difficult to give Mexican gloves that props in that area. So for these, comfort could be better. Weight, I have seen Mexican gloves much higher in weight than these, but that being said, these are still 2 ounce over what they should be on the label, okay? And even me on here, I give a little bit of a tolerance for lace. I give an even bigger tolerance for Velcro, but you know, there is, once it goes over a full ounce over the label, then you've got to ask, why have they put the label on if they're not trying to get to that label? One thing I will say is I weigh the gloves when I actually get them, and what I'm finding, especially with Mexican gloves, and I don't know if it's the latex, but I do a few sessions in them and then I weigh them again, and they put weight on, almost like they're sponging the sweat into the gloves and making them heavier. So when I got these, they were just under 18 ounce. Now they're just over 18 ounce. So again, bear that in mind. It's almost like they're retaining some of the moisture. So then we come onto the thumbs, and the thumbs, I always talk about the thumbs where the Mexican gloves stick out on some of the Mexican gloves. These are not the worst that I've experienced, but certainly my thumbs are in that position, and in most gloves they're much closer into the gloves. So yeah, when it comes to the 3 Mexican flaws, I am going to say these particular gloves, they do suffer from all 3 Mexican flaws. But I have to say that they are a good pair of thumbs away from being very comfortable, and I also have to stress that they are more comfortable now than before when I first tried them on. So they are the type of gloves that the more you use them, the more they're soft they get, the better they will feel. And I think a sign of a good quality glove is a glove that does get better with age, and I do think that these are that type of glove. So if you love Mexican boxing gloves, if you love the old style retro looking boxing gloves, then these are a great choice for you. They are a good pair of gloves. They just missed out on a fit to box star, 94.0. Check out Pro-Am Boxing Shop in St Helens. Check out their website and what they do. They do carry not only sort of English gear, but they also carry quite a bit of Mexican gear as well, which is quite unusual for boxing shops that are in the UK. Really love the shop, really love the experience that you get with them, because it is a proper old school boxing shop with a lot of experience behind them over many years in the boxing field. So check them out. If you need to speak to them, as I say, they're top boxing people. So I hope you enjoyed that. Please like and subscribe to Fit to Box channel, and I shall speak to you soon.